Atom? What is that? Hi, let me and my friends explain what's the atoms. Let's start with subatomic particles. It's made of atoms. Atoms have three main subatomic particles: neutrons, protons, and electrons. As I said, atoms have three subatomic particles. First one is proton, neutron, and electrons. I'm going to talk about protons. Protons have a positive charge and are located in the nucleus at the center of the atom. And what about the neutron? Neutrons have charge and are also found in the nucleus. And let's come up with electrons. Electrons have a negative charge and move around the nucleus in energy levels.
Here we can see the structure of an atom. An atom consists of neutron, proton, and electron. Neutron have no charge, proton carry a positive charge, and electron have a negative charge. Electron is attracted to the protons, and this attraction is called the electrostatic force. Finally, the number of protons determines the element, and this number is called the atomic number.
Today, I'll explain isotopes. Isotopes are atoms of the same element that have the same number of protons but different numbers of neutrons. Because of this, they have different mass numbers even though they behave similarly in chemical reaction. For example, carbon-12 and carbon-14 are isotopes of carbon. Both have 6 protons, and carbon-14 has more neutrons, making it heavier. Scientists discovered isotopes while studying atomic mass and measured them using tools like mass spectrometers. Isotopes are very useful in real life. They are used in medicine for treatment and imaging, and in science to date fossils and study ancient materials.
As we can see, this is the differences between chlorine-35 and chlorine-37. They both have the same number of protons but different number of neutrons.
Atoms exist in the form of a mixture in isotopes. So, how do we even use it in a calculation? That is where average atomic mass comes from. Average atomic mass is a representation of the isotopes in its average weight. So it can also be located in the periodic table at the bottom of the element of its representation.
Now, we are breaking down relative abundance. Simply put, this is the percentage of distinct isotopes that are present in a natural sample of a specific element. It tells us how common each version of an atom really is in nature. Take a look at this mass spectrometer data for chlorine. We see two distinct peaks. The first one shows an abundance of 75.53% and the second one is 24.47%. Interpreting this data is straightforward. If you took a random sample of 100 chlorine atoms, about 75 of them will be chlorine-35 and about 25 of them will be chlorine-37. They are the same element, just with different masses. So, we have the percentage and the masses of the element, but how do we combine them and put into one single number in the periodic table? So, with that, we use the RAM formula.
First, we multiply the mass of each isotope by its percentage abundance. So, we take 35 times 75.53 and add it to 37 times 24.47. Then, we divide the total by 100. This gives us a final value of 35.5. Hence, this is why the relative atomic mass of chlorine on the periodic table is not a whole number.